What up? What up? What up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video of Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own, Dre Day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Dwayne Starks, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for tuning in. Thank y'all for y'all continued support of the podcast. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't already, it's right there on the bottom of the screen. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast is the name. Check it out. Hit the subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell so that way, once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification letting you know that I dropped a new video. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff. This video here, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not going to be an easy one. It's not going to be an easy one. But I'm going to get through it. I'm not even going to hold you. Like, doing this video never even crossed my mind. It didn't cross my mind. But I'm going to tell you when it crossed my mind. Today is Saturday. I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I was getting dressed, getting ready for work, and I seen a video where WWE superstars was basically thanking John Cena. You know, you had some people, having like little signs like this, right? You had people having this. Thank you, John Cena. You had some people writing hustle on the paper. You had some people writing loyalty on the paper. You had some people saying respect on paper. Those were the three words that John Cena lived by. Then you had people, doing his signature mocks, whether it's this or this. You had a couple of people doing that. It was in that moment, right then and there, that I knew that I needed to do this. It was at that instant moment I knew I needed to do this. K-Sap, what's good, my guy? What's good? That was the moment when I knew I needed to do this, because you're talking to someone who's 40 years old. And at the end of the day, I basically grew up with John Cena, basically in a nutshell. And obviously my era is the Attitude Era. Obviously his era was the Ruthless Aggression Era. But obviously he grew up in my household. All right. So listen, some people may say he's whack. Some people may say he's trash. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's gonna be tonight gonna be a sad one. Tonight gonna be a tearjerker. Tonight is definitely gonna be a tearjerker. If you are a WWE fan, I don't give a damn how old you are. If you are a WWE fan, tonight gonna be a tearjerker. Your eyes might get watery. Now, obviously, the kids, they might, be crying hysterical. Me personally, my eyes might get watery, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So tonight we are going to honor John Cena. I am going to do my famous top fives that I'm famous for doing. Anybody that has followed me in the past, I used to go on IG Live and I would do these top 5 Q&A questions, right? We're going to do that tonight, okay? So it's going to be a fantastic show. Y'all can definitely, give your opinions if you want. Hell, if you even want to join, like I said, open invitation for anyone who wants to join me and honor John Cena. We could definitely, we can definitely make that happen if you want to. If you don't, you can obviously put whatever your top thing is on the list in the comments, and I will definitely, you know, show it on the screen. So yes, we are going to honor John Cena tonight. Tonight is his final match in WWE. He's retiring, which he actually announced. I think I wrote in the description earlier this year. He announced he was retiring. I actually have to correct that. I think it was last year. I think it was last year at Money in the Bank that he announced that next year, which would be this year, would be his last year. I remember in January on Netflix, the first Raw that was on Netflix, he showed up and he was basically talking about what to expect of himself from the last year. And he threw out a couple of names that, you know, he would like to wrestle or whatnot. And obviously we know who will be his last opponent, and that will be the ring general himself, Gunther. So I'm very much intrigued to see how that match is going to play out. But yeah, tonight's not going to be an easy one. I don't care how old you are. If you are a kid that looked up to John Cena or looks up to John Cena, it's not going to be easy for you. If you are a teenager going into adulthood, it's not going to be easy for you. If you are an adult like myself, it is not going to be an easy night for us, but we're going to pull through it. We definitely going to pull through it. But let's get to it, shall we? Let's get to it. All right, let's get straight to the meat and potatoes of this thing. Now, I have top 5 John Cena moments. I have top 5 John Cena rivals. I have top 5 John Cena promos, and I have top 5 John Cena matches. So those are the 4 categories that I'm going with. I'm going with his greatest my favorite matches of his, my favorite promos of his, because obviously John Cena, when you think of superstars who can kill it on the mic, John Cena is definitely one of them ones. Obviously, we think of Ric Flair, we think of The Rock, we think of Stone Cold. Hell, I'll even throw The Miz in there as it pertains to promos. John Cena is definitely in that conversation as well. I actually have top 5 John Cena rivals. Each one has an honorable mention. All right, I gotta throw one thing in there for an honorable mention. So let's get straight to it. And the first one we are going to tackle is top 5 John Cena moments. My top 5 John Cena moments. Now, I'm going to do it from 5 to 1. I'm going to do it from 5. I'm going to do it from 5 to 1. And each choice, I'm going to do it 5 to 1. So let's get straight to it. My 5th top 5 John Cena moment was against the rated R superstar himself, Edge, at 2009 Backlash. They had themselves a last man standing match. Again, this is my top 5. People's top 5 would be different, but for mine's, his match with Edge at Backlash in 2009, their last man standing match, definitely makes my list of top 5 matches of John Cena. Number 4, I am going to go with his match with CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. It's not that often that you get a bona fide main event match on Monday Night Raw. Now, you might have the first match that steals the show. You might have a match, in the middle part of the show that'll steal it. It's not that often that you have the main event steal the show. Well, in Raw of 2013, CM Punk and John Cena did that. They had themselves a doozy, and at that time, the winner of that match was rewarded to go against The Rock at WrestleMania 29, if I'm not WrestleMania 29, because The Rock was the champ at the time. So whoever won this match would be the person to go against The Rock. Obviously, Cena won, so he wound up facing The Rock at WrestleMania 29. And then CM Punk obviously went on to take on The Undertaker at that WrestleMania. So my number 4 was his match with CM Punk. Classic match, dope match, one of my favorite matches in Raw history. And again, like I said, it was a main event. So for it to be the main event and still the show, kudos to them. Number 3, I am going with Royal Rumble 2015, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Seth freaking Rollins in a triple threat match. This match killed. All 3 of them did their thing. They all 3 had their spots where they dominated. This was definitely one of those matches. One of my favorite triple threat matches ever. And Brock, Seth, and John Cena showed out. So that makes my list as well as it pertains to top matches of John Cena. Number 2, I am going with his match against Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam 2013. Now, I believe at this time they both was dating Bella sisters. So now that they're the top guys in, WWE, that opened the door for the ladies to have their notoriety. But that's neither here nor there. But this match with Daniel Bryan was a good match. It was a great match, in fact. I actually believe Cena actually got hurt in this match, if I'm not mistaken. I think John Cena got hurt in this match. Listen, man, we honoring John Cena tonight. Ain't no AEW right now, man. ain't no AEW right now, man. Right now, we honoring John Cena. We honoring John Cena. Shout out to AEW though. Shout out to AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Shout out to them. But right now, it's about John Cena. We are honoring John Cena. Shout out to AEW though. Shout out to AEW. And obviously, Daniel Bryan won that match. And then obviously, he got screwed out of the heavyweight championship because Triple H was the referee of his match with Daniel Bryan. And obviously, he turned heel. And then Randy Orton came down and cashed in the Money in the Bank. And that made him the new WWE champion. And now, number 1. My number 1 favorite match of all time from John Cena. Now, I'm not sure if my bro Angelo is watching, but I'm quite sure he would appreciate this because he loves himself some AJ Styles. I was hoping to get him on here, but, I sent him the link last night. I guess he's too busy to get on. I hope all is well. But my number 1 match in my top 5 of John Cena matches would be AJ Styles. SummerSlam 2016. They put on, and in fact, I think they had 3 matches together. I think they've had 3 matches together, and all 3 of them showed out. I know they just had one at Crown Jewel a few months ago. The SummerSlam 2016 one. And I'm not sure if it was Royal Rumble 2015 or Royal Rumble 2017, but all 3 matches they showed out. All 3 matches they showed out. So listen, AJ Styles and John Cena definitely put on a clinic. They definitely put on a clinic. So that would be my number 1 John Cena match of all time. Oh, shit. I said moments. See, I'm all backwards with this, man. I said top 5 Cena moments, and I'm giving y'all top 5 matches. Wow. All right, well, I said matches already, so we're going to stick to the script. I already said matches, so let's recap. Versus Edge, Backlash 2009. Against CM Punk, Raw 2013 at number 4. Number 3, I got Royal Rumble 2015, triple threat match with Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Seth Rollins. Number 2, I have with Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam 2013. And then at number 1, I have against AJ Styles and SummerSlam 2016. So now, since I already have top 5 John Cena moments on the screen, since I have that already here, now we're going to go to top 5 John Cena moments. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I was tossing and turning with a lot of these. I was tossing and turning with a lot of these moments because just when I thought I had a certain amount, other ones started popping in my head. So obviously, some of these I had to eliminate. But then again, like I said, we got some honorable mentions. So my honorable mention match with John Cena is Randy Orton. They had themselves an I Quit match. I forgot exactly the year and the pay-per-view that they did it, but their I Quit match makes my honorable mention as it pertains to, you know, the I Quit, the I Quit match with John Cena and the Rated R superstar Randy Orton. So now, like I said, since we already had the top 5 Cena moments up for grabs, let's get straight to it. All right. Number 5, my top 5 Cena moment. At number 5, me being a Stone Cold fan, one of the things that we loved about Stone Cold was that smoking that smoking skull championship belt that Stone Cold Steve Austin had, right? Obviously, everybody wants that belt. I know I want that belt. All right. So if I can somehow get that as a Christmas gift, I'll totally appreciate it. All right. We fast forward to 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this was the first championship run for John Cena. And he debuted the spinner belt. He debuted the spinner belt. Thank you. He debuted the spinner belt. So everybody and their mother had a spinner belt, especially around that time. Like around that time, everybody and their mother had a spinner belt. Thanks to John Cena. So for me, that's the top 5 moment because that's trend setting. So that's my number 5. All right. Number 4, his debut. Now, at this time, I was in and out of watching wrestling. Stone Cold wasn't the same anymore. I believe The Rock was gone at this time. So a lot of my favorites were in and out of wrestling. So I really didn't care for wrestling at this time. But I do remember his debut. I believe it was on SmackDown. And obviously, Kurt Angle came out and basically, I guess, he opened the door for John Cena to do what he did at the latter end of his career and like present an open challenge to anybody that wanted to face him. So Kurt Angle comes out and he offers this open challenge to anybody in the back. And John Cena comes out, obviously in some ring attire that we definitely want to forget him in. We definitely want to forget him in that ring attire. And they have themselves a hell of a match. Obviously, he loses, but he gets the ultimate stamp of approval backstage by The Undertaker. The Undertaker is waiting for him backstage. He asks him what's his name. He tells him what his name is, and Undertaker gives him that cosign and shakes his hand. At that particular moment, that's when we knew that Cena was going to be a star. Because if you can get the ultimate cosign from The Undertaker, then you're going to be doing something. And obviously, we fast forward, 23 years later, look where Cena is at. So that's number 4. Number 3, burying Roman Reigns. Listen, this is one of his classic moments. Classic moments. Um, in fact, you know what? I'm gonna make an addendum. I'm gonna leave this moment out because this is actually in my top 5 promo. So I'm gonna save that for the promo part. So I'm gonna add something else. When he returned from injury in 2008 at the Royal Rumble. Now, at this time, I just got back into watching wrestling. I just got back into watching it because obviously in January, that opens the door for the road to WrestleMania. So that particular WrestleMania, that particular Royal Rumble, it was in New York, it was in the Garden, it was in the Mecca. And John Cena was the 30th entry in the Rumble. He was the last person to enter the Rumble. And when his theme music hit, that place went bananas. That place went bananas. So not only did they go bananas, he won the Royal Rumble. So I have to give my number 3 moment to John Cena returning from injury because they was talking about how he was going to be out for a hot minute. And I think he was back in 3 months for the Royal Rumble of 2008. And he winds up winning the Royal Rumble. And obviously he went on to WrestleMania. So that's number 3. Number 2, I was conflicted with number 2. Well, these last 2, I was very much conflicted with these last 2. But this is what I went with. When Roman Reigns was on his run as the tribal chief, well, at this time, he was the head of the table. Like, he wasn't even the tribal chief yet. He was just head of the table. I forgot who he fought in this match at Money in the Bank of 2021. But at the end of the match, he basically said, he's the best now. Can't nobody stop him. Everybody in the audience acknowledge him. And then probably 5 seconds later, John Cena theme music hits. And that play, I forgot exactly where it was, but that place went berserk. And then what made it even more interesting was Michael Cole's reaction. Michael Cole went nuts. Like, you would think Michael Cole was having a sexual encounter and he was having himself a damn good time the way he lost his mind when John Cena when John Cena came out. I'm gonna play it right now. Hopefully I can hear it. Michael Cole lost his damn mind. Michael Cole lost his mind when John Cena came out. So that would be my number 2 moment. That would be my number 2 moment of favorite moments from John Cena. And then number 1, which funny enough happened this year, the infamous heel turn from John Cena. The infamous heel turn. Now, again, as a WWE fan, for years we was waiting for John Cena to turn heel. For years we was waiting for it. And obviously you had the fans that say, let's go Cena. But then you had a vast majority of them saying Cena sucks. So it's let's go Cena, Cena sucks. And it just kept going. And for years, we was waiting to see if John Cena would ever turn heel. And it never happened. But early this year at Elimination Chamber, and this was the beauty part, it wasn't like nobody expected it. See, now, you have this internet thing, you have social media where a lot of things are spoiled. We know the outcome already because somebody leaked it out to everybody. But for this one, nobody leaked it out. Nobody knew about it. So when it happened, we was very much surprised. Obviously, we know the infamous hug that he had with Cody Rhodes, and then you see the cameraman zooming into Cena's face, and his face just turned to just stone. And then it was like, oh shit, he's with The Rock. He's with The Rock. Obviously, he steps back, kicks Cody in the nuts, and then just goes berserk and just starts beating up Cody Rhodes. And at that moment, that's when we figured out that Cena has turned heel. And listen, I know there's some people out there that hated Cena's heel run. Me personally, I loved it. I love this. I love this heel run. That was some of his best work as it pertains to the promos, whether it was a promo with Randy Orton, whether it was a promo with Cody Rhodes, whether it was the promo with CM Punk. He was killing it as it pertains to the promos when he was a heel. So those are my top 5 moments. All right. Number 5, the spinner belt that he debuted. Okay. His debut in 2002. His Royal Rumble entry at number 3. He returned at Money in the Bank 2021. That's number 2. And then number 1, his heel turn earlier this year at Elimination Chamber. Now, my honorable mention will be, and I was conflicted because I actually wanted to make the list, but I want to give it a special mention. One of my favorite moments from John Cena is all the Make-A-Wishes that he's done. Like, for anybody that knows, when it comes to making a wish for, the kids that are sick, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, John Cena is leapfrogs ahead of everyone as it pertains to going to these facilities, going to these hospitals, and making a wish for these kids and just showing up for them in their time of need. So off that alone, I had to put this on the list. But not only did I have to put it on the list, I had to give it a separate special place. It didn't need to be in the top 5. I wanted to give it its own moment. So my honorable mention would be John Cena giving millions and millions a Make-A-Wish request. So shout out to John Cena for that. So I did top 5 matches. I did top 5 moments. Now let's get to top 5 rivalries. Now, when you think of certain superstars, you instantly know who their rivals is, right? When you think of Stone Cold, obviously his number 1 rival is The Rock. You can throw Undertaker in there too. You can throw Triple H in there. You know what I'm saying? When you think of Undertaker, you think of Triple H. You think of Shawn Michaels. You think of Edge. You think of Mankind, especially in the Attitude Era. Kane, for that matter. So there's certain superstars, when you instantly think about them, you automatically know who their rivals is. So when it comes to John Cena, he's got so many. So with this list, I had to do an addendum. I had a top 5, but then I had to take somebody out because I initially thought of another person and I had to put him in the list. So let's just get the honorable mention out the way. The Animal Batista. Batista makes my top 5. Well, Batista makes my honorable mention list of rivals for John Cena. So let's just get him out the way, respectfully. Number 5, AJ Styles. AJ Styles has to make the list. If you're just now tuning in, John Cena and AJ Styles is my favorite match from John Cena. It was SummerSlam of 2016. But I also said that all 3 times they went against each other, they were bangers. Like, they were 5-star matches when John Cena and AJ Styles stepped in that ring together. So just off that alone, just the 3 times that they went against each other, that makes them rivals. So I had to put AJ Styles on the list of John Cena rivals. So he makes number 5. Number 4 for me would be Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle would be a rival of John Cena. Obviously, he was the one that gave John Cena a chance, and then they went on to have a storied rivalry. So I had to put Kurt Angle in there as well. Number 3. This is where, things get a little dicey. Now, this name, some people might have number 2. This name, some people might have at number 1. But for me, at number 3, I'm going with the people's champ, The Rock. The Rock is at number 3 of top 5 John Cena rivals. Now, obviously, they had 2 storied matches at WrestleMania. 2 storied matches, back-to-back manias as at that. 2012, 2012, 2013. So that would be WrestleMania 28 and 29. The Rock won the first match. Cena won the second match. Now, for whatever the reason may be, there was never a trilogy, and quite frankly, I'm glad it wasn't. But it's 1-1. But for me, it wasn't even the matches that made it a rivalry. It was the promos that made it a rivalry. Whether The Rock had one in a satellite area where he was mocking Cena, or if Cena was in the ring talking to The Rock, or when they was face-to-face in the ring going back and forth. So just off the promos, that makes them a rivalry. I don't really care for the matches because, to be honest with you, both of those matches were the main events of their respected WrestleMania. And it wasn't the best match, respectfully. WrestleMania 28, the best match was Triple H and Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. But The Rock and Cena closed the show. Triple H, Taker, and Shawn Michaels should have been the main event. The Last Outlaw. So that, me personally, and again, that's my era, so maybe I'm biased to it, but it is what it is. And then WrestleMania 29. The best match was Punk and Undertaker. It wasn't Cena Rock. So for me, it wasn't really their matches that made them rivals. It was the promos, the banter, the back and forth that they had with each other. For me, that's what made them. For me, that's what made The Rock and John Cena a rivalry. So I got The Rock at number 3. Number 2, I'm going with the rated R superstar, Edge. Edge makes the list of top 5 John Cena rivals. Again, I just said one of their matches was at Backlash 2009. One of my favorite matches from them. I believe, when was this? This was way back in the day when they had an event called New Year's Resolution or New Year's Revolution, whatever the pay-per-view event was. I think John Cena had just won the championship. I'm not sure if it was in an elimination chamber, but long story short, he wins the match. You thinking he's walking out the champ. And then at that particular moment, Edge comes out with the briefcase because at this time, this was before Money in the Bank, but Edge had a briefcase contract. He comes in the ring, spares John Cena, beats Cena, and becomes the new champ. And then that just opened the door for them to have a storied rivalry. So I got Edge at number 2. And then at number 1, John Cena's biggest rival, in my opinion, is the rated R super. No, that's Edge. I'm bugging. RKO, Randy Orton. Randy Orton, to me, is his number 1 rival. Oh, damn, the UConn and USC game started. See, that was the conflict that I was having. I was having a conflict on when to start this live because I wanted to watch this match. I wanted to watch UConn and USC throw down women's college basketball. So I guess I'm going to have to be looking at it on the corner of my eye, trying to see how this thing goes down. But shout out to both teams. Shout out to both programs. Give it up for the ladies. But back to this. I have Randy Orton as John Cena's biggest rival. I think for nostalgia reasons, they both came into, the league somewhat together. They came into the company somewhat together. They both started at OVW, which is a wrestling territory founded by Jim Cornette. I gotta shout him out. I can't, I gotta shout him out for this. They started there together. I think it was John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, Brock Lesnar. I think them 4 started in OVW together. John Cena and Randy Orton come to WWE. They both have great, great legacies, both of them. But when them 2 stepped in the ring together, instant classic, instant magic. And again, like I said, earlier this year, when John Cena was a heel, they had one more match that, showed their magic together in the ring, you could say. So for me, Randy Orton would be John Cena's biggest rival, in my opinion. Again, this is my top 5. Y'all top 5 could be different. So my honorable mention was Batista. Number 5, AJ Styles. Number 4, Kurt Angle. Number 3, The Rock. Number 2, Edge. And at number 1, Randy Orton. So there you have it. And then now, top 5 John Cena promos. This one was the tough one. This was the hardest one to come up with because, again, Cena is sharp with that microphone. He's real sharp. Real sharp. And he has so many promos. It was so many that I could choose from. So many. But obviously, I had to narrow it down to 5. Well, 6 because I have an honorable mention. Okay? So the honorable mention was against AJ Styles on SmackDown. I think this was before their match at SummerSlam of 2016. Or it might have been before their Royal Rumble match in 2017. Whichever one it was, this was the SmackDown before the pay-per-view event. Well, now they call them PLE. Before it was called pay-per-view event. And AJ Styles and John Cena went to work. Like, they both went to work. I still gave the edge to Cena, but AJ Styles was no slouch. He wasn't chopped liver on that mic. But obviously, I gave the edge to John Cena. So that's my honorable mention as it pertains to top 5 promos. Now let's get to the actual list. Number 5. I'm actually going to just say it. All of his promos from this year when he was a heel, I'm putting all of them together, each and every one of them. So basically, he had a couple of promos when he was in the ring with Cody Rhodes and they was going back and forth. He had a couple of promos with Randy Orton, having a little back and forth. his promos with CM Punk. I'm putting all three of them things, I'm putting all of them together because they were some of his best work. It was hard to choose one out the bunch. So I'm condensing all of them. I'm putting them all together. Whether he was talking to Cody, hell, he was even talking to the fans and he was getting at them. He was even getting at the fans. I'm like, damn, Cena really in his bag with this. And it might, and to be honest with you, I think it was hard for him to do that. I honestly do. When you spent all of your years as a babyface, and then the last few months you're about to leave, you now become a heel, and now you're talking like this to fans that have actually worshipped you for over the years. That had to be hard for him. I'm sure that had to be hard for him, but he pulled through it like a G. He pulled through it like the constant professional that he is. And then obviously it didn't even last that long. The heel turn didn't even last that long. Like it started at Elimination Chamber, which was what, March? And then at what, SummerSlam, which was what, August? Or probably September, because some years they changed the shit. He was right back to being the babyface. So yeah, I'm putting all of those promos in there. Whether it was against Cody Rhodes, whether it was against Randy Orton, whether it was against CM Punk, or even the fans, I'm putting all of them together. I'm condensing all of them. So that's number 5. Number 4, versus The Miz. It was SmackDown in 2017. And I think this was, I want to say this was before WrestleMania. Because this was the Mania, I believe they did a mixed tag match where it was The Miz and his wife, Maryse, against John Cena and Nikki Bella. And The Miz, like I said earlier, as it pertains to showmen on the mic, The Miz is up there as well. When you think of The Rock, when you think of Ric Flair, when you think of Stone Cold, when you think of John Cena, when you think of Bobby the Brain Heenan, when you think of Paul Heyman, when it comes to just your skills on the mic, The Miz is up there. The Miz is up there. And the back and forth that him and John Cena had was just amazing. They had amazing chemistry, even in the ring. But again, none of their matches is going to be, I would say, a must-see for me. But when they in that ring together and they both got microphones, oh yeah, I'm tuned in. I'm tuned in. I'm getting my popcorn ready because I know it's going to be a doozy. And that particular SmackDown in 2017 before Mania, yeah, that was epic. John Cena, he read Miz's rights. He even threw in The Rock, basically saying how the Miz was a wannabe Rock. He even stole Chris Jericho's style, a bunch of stuff. Like he went off on the Miz, and you can look at Miz's face and you can tell that he was impressed with the promo. Definitely. You can definitely tell. So at number 4, I got The Miz in 2017 on SmackDown. So there you have it. Number 3, I'm going with Randy Orton in 2013. This particular Raw, I remember it like it was yesterday. I believe it was in Aberdeen, Washington. No. It was in Seattle, Washington. Pardon self. It was in Seattle, Washington. And this was around the time when Orton had a championship belt, Cena had a championship belt. So for this particular Raw, they did this whole, build up for, I think it was a TLC match, if I'm not mistaken, between Cena and Orton. And they brought all the past champs back. CM Punk was in the ring. Dolph Ziggler was in the ring. Daniel Bryan was in the ring. The Miz was in the ring. Rey Mysterio. Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, who was in WWE at the time, was there. HBK was in the ring. I think Booker T was there. Bret Hart was definitely there as well. So a couple of people was in the ring. Randy Orton goes first. He says his piece, which was mid. You know, I ain't even gonna lie. It was average. His promo was average. And then John Cena went. And when he went, he just snapped. The first thing he did was he told Randy Orton, you mentioned the word work. So the first thing he does, he grabs Daniel Bryan, and the crowd just goes nuts. Because again, it's in Seattle, Washington. Daniel Bryan is from Aberdeen, Washington. I don't know how far that is from Seattle, but obviously they're in the same state, and the crowd just went nuts. So in that moment, I already knew Randy Orton's in trouble. Once Cena started directing his attention to Orton, he was reading him his rights, talking about how he needed the authority. You was in all these groups. It was always somebody helping you. He said you was having problems in the ring. You was even having problems outside the ring because obviously, you know, back in the day, Randy Orton wasn't the nicest person in WWE back then. Now, obviously, he has grown since then, but if you just go back and watch that promo and you see some of the champs' reactions in the background, whether it was The Miz, whether it was Rey Mysterio or Mark Henry, you can see that they like, yo, John Cena chewing him up. So, yes, that has to make my list for sure. So at number 3, it would be his promo with Randy Orton in 2013 on Raw. I think this was the last Raw before their match at the tables, ladders, and chair match that they had at the TLC pay-per-view event. Number 2, versus The Rock. The build-up to their match at WrestleMania 28. The first match that they had. The Raw prior to that. Man, this was I can honestly say that this was probably the first time that I said, yo, somebody really read The Rock his rights in a promo. Like, this was the first time that somebody had him speechless. Because usually when The Rock is doing a promo, he got the edge. Like, he has the upper hand. He definitely leaves the victor of that promo. But this particular promo, oh no, John Cena was the clear winner. The clear winner. Clear winner. So, yeah, for sure. And then number 1, man. This was actually going to be in my Cena moments, but I had to save it for last. In fact, this is the last thing I'm going to do anyway, because again, I already did moments, I already did matches, and I already did rivals. We're now on his top 5 promos. And at number 1, I'm quite sure y'all all will remember this. Roman Reigns 2017 on Raw. This was around the time where Roman Reigns, he wasn't the tribal chief at the time. He wasn't even the head of the table at the time. At this time, he was just the big dog. And I think this was around the time where The Undertaker and him, I think he had just beat Taker at Mania. And then this particular Raw, Roman Reigns and John Cena was in the ring, and Kurt Angle was also in the ring. And listen, when you talk about embarrassing somebody in the promo, John Cena embarrassed Roman Reigns. Now, again, Roman Reigns, he had something to do with it as well, because he just couldn't get the words out. And then, of course, in John Cena fashion, was basically telling him it's called the promo. If you want to be the big dog, you got to know how to do this. And when he said that, the place went bananas. But even after that, when Roman was able to get his words back together and stuff like that, he did well. He did well after that, but the damage was already done. And then once Cena went back, man, it was over. Basically telling him that you should be glad that I'm part-time because I can do this better than you part-time than you can ever do it full-time. I'm like, damn, like again, when you talk about somebody getting ethered in a promo, that's what happened with Roman Reigns against John Cena. Now, they had a promo together in 2021 leading to SummerSlam. In fact, again, I just said when I forgot, what was it? 2021, Cena came back to confront Roman Reigns. They had a promo with each other to build up their match at SummerSlam in that same year. I gave the edge to Cena, but Roman Reigns, obviously, at this time, he's the head of the table. His promo skills were so much better, way better at that particular moment. And the banter back and forth was good. I still edged it to Cena, but yeah, that 2017 one, man, like that. Yeah, that 2017 one was bad for Roman Reigns. It was very, very bad for Roman Reigns. But yeah, that's my number one promo from the Doctor of Thugonomics against Roman Reigns in 2017 on Raw. So there you have it. These are all my favorite things from John Cena. So, like I said, tonight, I think it happens at 7:00. I think the event starts at 7, which I'm about to get off of this soon. I didn't want to be on here that long. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that nobody accepted the open invitation because had they did, this might have went on longer than what I wanted it to. So I'm kind of glad nobody did. But yeah, tonight it's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a struggle. I'm hoping that he wins. You know, I'm definitely hoping that he goes out on top. Listen, some of our greats, you know, when they have their last match, some of them win, some of them lose. Austin's last match, he lost. But see, he already had known that that was his last match. Just like with Cena, he knows that this is his last match. But the thing is, Cena is going out on his own terms. See, Stone Cold didn't go out on his own terms. Injuries is what plagued him. Now, even though he let it be known it was his last match, but it was premature because I'm sure he still wanted to wrestle. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just done with wrestling. I don't want to do it no more. He just had to leave because his body just couldn't take the punishment anymore. This is where Cena can just leave on his own. He can leave on his own accord. So I'm definitely pulling for him tonight. Definitely pulling for him. And listen, man, again, it's gonna be a struggle tonight, y'all. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a struggle. And again, like I said, when he made the announcement last year, I just brushed it off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like when he announced it last year at Money in the Bank, I brushed it off. And then even when he brought it up again in January for that first Raw on Netflix, I brushed it off. It wasn't until that video I saw a few days ago where the superstars were honoring him. And there was a couple. Even Roman Reigns broke character. Brock Lesnar broke character just to do this. And at that moment, that's when it hit me like, yo, Cena about to retire in a few days. So I've gone back to watch that video a good 3-4 times. Natalia is in it. Liv Morgan is in it. Raquel and Roxanne is in it. And each of these superstars is honoring Cena. They're taking something that he did, whether it was this or when he's running against the turnbuckles and then throwing his hat and throwing his cap in the audience. I think Raquel and Roxanne Perez did that. Drew McIntyre, even he broke character. Braun Breaker broke character. So yeah, tonight is gonna be a struggle. I keep saying that, but it's definitely the truth. Like again, if you are a real WWE fan and a John Cena fan, which I am, because I ain't gonna lie to you, when he first came out, wasn't too thrilled with him. I ain't even gonna lie to you, I wasn't. It wasn't until he left for Hollywood and came back. So we're talking about around the time when he came back and fought Roman Reigns at SummerSlam 2021. So basically for the last 4 years is when I really, really, really gained the appreciation for John Cena. Definitely. So when people, like I have a lot of people that say John Cena is the GOAT. Me personally, I'm gonna always say Stone Cold. Like I'm gonna say that till they bury me. That John Cena is the GOAT. I mean that Stone Cold Steve Austin is the GOAT. But if there's somebody out there that says John Cena, I don't argue with them. I just don't. Like this is somebody who's won 17 world titles. He exceeded Ric Flair, even though if you really know your wrestling, Ric Flair got more than 16. But they only count the 16. I think Ric Flair technically is a 21-time world champ, but that's neither here nor there. John Cena is a 17-time world champion. He held an era for so many years. Like the way Drake held an era down for so long, it's the same thing with John Cena as it pertains to WWE. Like once Austin Rock left, Cena instantly took over that next era. Now, obviously, Shawn Michaels was still there, Undertaker was there, Edge was there, CM Punk was there, Randy Orton was there. But there was one guy that was the creme de la creme, and that was John Cena. And then for him to cross over until the new era and still be able to compete. Now, obviously, he left, went to Hollywood, and then came back. Now, again, I said this earlier. You had a lot of people that couldn't wait for Cena to leave. You had a lot of people that couldn't wait for him to leave. You would think they was tired of him. But when he returned, which was unexpected, and you hear the crowd's reaction when he made his return, that's when you know you're one of the GOATs. That's when you know that you could be away for a long period of time. And then when you make that grand appearance, when you make that grand entrance, when you make that return and the crowd goes nuts, that's when you know you that dude. And that's John Cena. So tonight, when that theme music hits for this match, because I'm quite sure he's coming out last. I'm quite sure Gunther's going to come out first, and then I'm quite sure Cena's coming out last. When that theme music hits, that place is going to go bananas because that would be the last time you hear it, at least in a match capacity. Because I don't think Cena is going to, oh, this is my last match. You're never going to see me again. No, I don't think that. I do believe that, you know, this is his last match, but he's still going to show his face. He's still going to show his face. This is always going to be home. But as far as his in-ring competition, this is it. This is over. After tonight, that's it. No more John Cena matches. So, yeah, that place is going to go nuts when his theme music hits. So, John Cena, there it is. There it is. That's all I can say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your 20 plus years of hustle, loyalty, respect. Those are the 3 words that you live by. And I thank you for that. You are in my Mount Rushmore of WWE. I can't even say wrestling because WWE is the only thing I'm in tune with. You know, I don't really watch AEW like that. I was team WWE when it was Monday Night Wars with WCW. I wasn't really into ECW like that, not until they came to WWE. So again, my Mount Rushmore of, I'll just say it, my Mount Rushmore of wrestling, okay, is John Cena, Stone Cold, The Rock, and unfortunately, I really don't care for him. Obviously, he's passed away, but I am going to give him his respect because what he did for wrestling, Hulk Hogan. So that's my Mount Rushmore of wrestling. So again, thank you, John Cena, for everything. Can't wait for the match tonight. I will definitely be rooting for you. And hopefully you go out on top and you win your final match. But with that being said, I am done. I am out of here. I got to get in tune to this UConn and USC game. My UConn girls are winning currently 25-11. So again, thank y'all for y'all continued support of the podcast. Keep it going. Keep it going. Well, keep it going. Keep it growing. Keep it flowing. So if you haven't already, bottom of the screen, it keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. Subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell so that way once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification letting you know that I dropped a new video. So like the video, share this video if you haven't already, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good shit. So in closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another video of Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast. Y'all have yourself a blessed weekend. Happy holidays to everybody. And again, to John Cena, thank you, thank you, thank you.